Okay. So Shabbos and Rosh Hashanah, how special? The mitzvah, oh, what happened?
I muted myself, but that's.
Oh, now it's good, right? I don't know what happened.
I'm gonna mute myself again.
Okay, sure. So we know from the Torah, mitzvat hayom b'shofar. The mitzvah of Rosh Hashanah is to listen to shofar. Extremely, extremely important. Obviously, all the food and all the things we're doing, it's symbolic things and so on. To remember, we want to ask Hashem for a good year. To remember, we tell Hashem we want to have many people and so on. Hello, Shayna. Thanks for joining us. So nice to have Holly and Cheryl and Shayna and Eugenia. And what happens on Shabbos? This year, Rosh Hashanah starts tomorrow night. It's Shabbos. So we have to know what blessing we make on the candles. We have to know what are the laws, because it's Yom Tov and Shabbos. So Yom Tov, we're allowed to cook. We're allowed to carry. Can we do it on a Yom Tov that comes out on Shabbos as well? Obviously not. Hello, Radana. If it's a Shabbos and a Yom Tov, then we keep the Shabbos is always first, and the Yom Tov. But what are we going to do with the shofar? As Holly's saying, we're not allowed to blow shofar. And one of the reasons that the Talmud is giving, the Torah is giving, is Talmud explains because you have to, you practice how to do the shofar, and people might forget and carry the shofar, and on Shabbos you're not allowed to carry. There's certain reasons that are given practical reasons why you can't blow shofar, so people don't make a mistake and they don't carry and so on. And Kabbalah, Chassidus, the Rebbe is asking, what do you mean? Because of some people that might forget or make a mistake, the whole mitzvah of Rosh Hashanah is to blow shofar. There must be a deep reason. And then what is the idea of the whole thing? And soon we're going to try to put it all together. Rosh Hashanah shechal b'Shabbos. Rosh Hashanah that starts on Shabbos. Is there any specific, is there a significance to it? Is it something special? What does it teach us? And so on and so forth. It doesn't happen very often, but whenever it does happen, and this is this year. So it's amazing. It is very special. It makes our first day's prayers a little bit shorter, because yes, we don't blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah shechal b'Shabbos. Rosh Hashanah that falls on Shabbos, we don't blow shofar. Shabbos precedes it. Yom Kippur, that is on Shabbos, we fast. If another fast comes out on Shabbos, if a Tisha B'Av, something else, we push it off for a Sunday. But if Yom Kippur is on Shabbos, we do fast. It's not this year, because it can't be Rosh Hashanah and Shabbos, and this because it's 10 days after, so it doesn't make sense. A week is only 7 days. But we don't say Avinu Malkeinu. There's certain prayers, even on Yom Kippur that we fast, we don't say when it comes out on Shabbos, only in the Il, only in the last prayer. But anyway, now we're discussing Rosh Hashanah. And Rosh Hashanah is very special, and we're going to discuss what's special about it, that it's Shabbos. What does Shabbos represent? Shabbos represents Shabbat u'menucha lechayei ha'olamim. It says Shabbos Rachman leyom shekol Shabbat u'menucha lechayei ha'olamim, that Hashem should bring us. We say it every Shabbos in Harachman, may it be the merciful one that we do, that Shabbos should come. Shabbos is tranquility. Shabbos is rest. Shabbos is peace. And the day of Shabbos should be Chayei Olamim forever. Shabbos represents not just the day of rest of the week, but Shabbos represents the 7th millennium. It represents the time of Mashiach, when it's going to be rest and peace and quiet and tranquility, Chayei HaOlamim, forever and ever. So Chassidus explains, the Rebbe says, Rosh Hashanah, that starts on Shabbos, is very special because Hashem is giving us the opportunity that we're starting the year right away with the most special day of the week. with the day of Shabbos. So we're starting the year right away with rest, with tranquility, with peace, with all those special things that should bring us so much closer to the time of Mashiach. So we have so much energy and so many blessings tomorrow night before we light the candles, and we have to concentrate and meditate because this is a special Rosh Hashanah that starts on Shabbat. Hi, Dorit. Sorry you missed a little bit, but you'll join us now. So when we light candles tomorrow evening, obviously before Shabbos, before Yom Tov, we say in the bracha, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher gesham zevon la'ad likner shel Shabbos. We always say Shabbos first because Shabbos is happening every week. Ve'yom hazikaron. We don't say Rosh Hashanah. We say Yom hazikaron, the day of remembrance. So we say in the blessing, we say only one blessing, but we say shel Shabbos v'shel Yom hazikaron. And obviously we say also Shechianu. I don't know what it's giving all these things to me all the time. I don't know how to get rid of it. I get rid of it. Good. Different pop-ups. So that's the bracha that we say. And it's very, very special. Girls, we still have, well, I don't know how many hours, less than 24 hours. That is still the month of Elul. As we discussed, the month of Elul, HaMelech Basadeh, the king is in the field. It's true we can daven on Rosh Hashanah. We have to daven on Rosh Hashanah. And the 10 days from Rosh Hashanah till Yom Kippur. But if you remember when we spoke about the whole concept that HaMelech Basadeh, the king is in the field, once we light candles tomorrow, once the Rosh Hashanah comes in, Hashem goes back to his palace, so to speak. Hashem is again up in heaven. Now Hashem is still more reachable. The 13 attributes of mercy are more within reach. So it's easier for us to meditate and to say, Hashem, I'm sorry. And to ask Hashem with the depth of our heart that he should forgive us of all the wrongdoing that we have done. Obviously, we all have wrongdoing that we have done, whether we did it on purpose or by mistake or whatever it is. And we ask Hashem to forgive us, and we ask Hashem to give us a good year. And we tell Hashem all our special, how should I say, you know, when you make a new resolution, hachlata, all the new resolutions that we want to do for this year, but we want to think resolutions that we can actually do them and think about it and meditate about it and say it in your mouth and say it out loud, say it quiet, whatever it is, so it penetrates us. Because it's so easy to make resolutions and then they don't last. But if we make resolutions and we right away try to fulfill them, whether on the Rosh Hashanah or the day after, and we say it out loud to ourselves, or we write it, we make it really strong, then we know that Hashem will help us fulfill it and continue it. And Rosh Hashanah is called Rosh Hashanah. It's called Rosh, head, the head of the year. And perhaps we discussed that concept once, but you know, we also ate once and we also slept once, but we still, every time it comes, it's new. We shower every day, we get dressed, we eat, we do blessings, we thank Hashem. So every Rosh Hashanah, before we think what is special on Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah in Hebrew is not New Year's. New Year's is Tchilat Hashanah, if you want to translate. Or Shana Chadasha, New Year, or beginning of the year. Rosh Hashanah, if you translate it into English, it's not New Year's, it's the head of the year. Rosh Hashanah, Rosh, head, the head of the year. It's not New Year's. What does it mean? As we know that the head contains everything that is important for us, that controls our body. And obviously we need the heart as well. We need all the organs to be a healthy body. But the head is the brain. You want to look, you want to plan, you want to study. It's all with the head. Obviously, we need the fingers and the hands and the feet and everything else to fulfill it. But the head is the head. Chas v'shalom, God forbid, if something is wrong with a person's head, or the brain or something like that, God forbid, the body can look perfect, but it's paralyzed or it cannot function well. And that's why when we drive a bike, or go places that are, I mean, we have to protect our whole body, but we wear a helmet. It's very important. It's something I was speaking yesterday to Shlomo because he bikes a lot to school, to yeshiva, to the shul. I said, Shlomo, you're wearing a helmet. He says, Mommy, always. He has a head box because he goes to daven, he wears his black hat. So we bought him a special head box. He puts it on in the head box on the bike, and there's always a helmet. I said, we're never allowed to go without a helmet. We have to be safe because we have to protect our head. The head is very, very special. Girls, if it's so special in the physical sense, how special it is in the spiritual sense. We're going to have from tomorrow night 48 hours, 49 hours, we try to keep a little bit longer, of Rosh Hashanah, of the head of the year. Remember, it's not New Year's. It's not a day to celebrate. What I mean to celebrate is to sing and to dance and silliness that we do January 1st. That's a civil holiday, January 1st. It's not New Year's. It's a New Year's, in the civil calendar. Rosh Hashanah is the head of the year. And the way we behave on Rosh Hashanah, it says that's the way our whole year will be. Obviously, if somebody did not know and they did wrong things on Rosh Hashanah or mistakes or whatever, they can still have a good year, just going to be a little bit harder because they're going to need more effort. It's like now it's easier for us to have the effort because it's still the month of Elul. The kick is in the field. It's easier for us to tell Hashem everything we want, to make the resolutions. And then tomorrow night, when Hashem is not in the field, when he goes back, she goes back. Hashem is both male and female energies, right? As we know, back to the palace, it's easier for us to reach him, to reach the Kedusha and to continue. So on Rosh Hashanah, that's why there are customs on Rosh Hashanah that all the food that we eat, we try not to eat spicy. And I find it very hard to cook, but that's okay. Don't put garlic. We don't put, maybe we can cook with garlic. When it's cooked, it becomes sweet, but not fresh garlic and not spicy food. And not, we also don't use vinegar because the word in vinegar is chometz. Chometz is sour. Things that are we eat a little different because we want to tell Hashem we want everything sweet. We want a sweet year. On Rosh Hashanah, there are many people that will speak very little. They try not to speak. I'm finding it a little bit difficult because I like to be in the Chabad house friendly with people, so I don't want to close my mouth and not to speak. But whatever we do speak, not to speak nonsense. For sure, not wrong things. God forbid not to speak any gossip or anything wrong, but just nice things. If we do speak, compliment each other, encourage each other in words of Torah, in words of just making the other person feel good, share good things about other people. Maybe good to share good things about other people that we have differences, but because we want Hashem to forgive us, so even those people that hurt us, we're going to say good things about them. We're going to try not to think. And many people try the whole time. We have that custom to read Tehillim. I'm sure all of you have the book of Tehillim, book of Psalms, if you have it in your Siddur, whatever. And the custom is to finish. Some people finish 2 times, 3 times, 5 times. It's 150 chapters. It takes, if you know how to read it well, it can take 2.5 hours each time. So basically, we know all the time we have to say Tehillim. So if you say the Psalms of David as much as you can, obviously you eat, you sleep, you take care of your kids, you take care of your spouse, you take care of yourself. But as much Tehillim as you say, then that's already takes you away from doing something wrong because there is no time, But I'm not telling you not to speak at all. I'm just saying there are people that try, and I try very much even when we have guests on the Shabbos table, just positive things and Torah things, and just because we have to remember the way we behave on Rosh Hashanah, at the head of the year, it's not New Year's, the way we behave on Rosh Hashanah, that's how we want our year to be. So even things that irritate us, we try to look over it and be happy. Why? Because we want Hashem to be happy with us. Sorry. So that's about Rosh Hashanah. Girls, another thing I want to tell that is very important when we're going to blow shofar. Oh, I still didn't answer. if the mitzvah of Rosh Hashanah is blowing shofar, and it's so important to hear shofar the first day and the second day, how come when Rosh Hashanah is on Shabbat that it presents tranquility and peace and alludes to the era of Mashiach, God willing, and Mashiach will come, he said it will be Shabbat forever, which means everything will be good, no suffering, no crying, no everything. So how come we don't blow shofar? Are we missing? We bring special light when we blow the shofar. How can it be that we don't blow shofar? Just because we might carry it, there must be a mystical reason. So yes, Shabbos is such a holy day, and we should all be so lucky and try as much as possible to tap into a day of Shabbos, usual, and feel the holiness. And that's what mysticism explains to us. Chassidus, Kabbalah explain that when it's Shabbos, we don't have to blow shofar. Not only we're not allowed because somebody can carry, whatever we accomplish with the blowing on the shofar on Rosh Hashanah that starts on Shabbos, Rosh Hashanah Shechal b'Shabbat, we accomplish the special holiness, the special blessings, everything that we bring down when we blow shofar, it accomplishes with the holiness of the day of Shabbos. So we are not missing, we get it on Shabbos. And obviously, it's good to meditate, to think. When we say the prayers about the blowing on the shofar, we're thinking, yeah, we're not blowing today because it's Shabbat. And Shabbos is so holy. And let's hope, girls, that because this Rosh Hashanah is Rosh Hashanah Shechal b'Shabbat, Rosh Hashanah that starts with the day of Shabbos, hopefully we can make some resolutions, each one in our own mind, our own heart, our own homes, to keep this year Shabbos a little bit holier with the things that we can, as we discussed many times. And I'll repeat because some girls are here, perhaps that weren't before. Just it's not easy to all of a sudden to decide to keep Shabbos 100%. I wish we can do that, but I know it's not easy. But maybe we can, as I said, decide not to do laundry on Shabbos. You can choose another day. Not to cook on Shabbos, for sure. Why? We don't have to warm up the food on Shabbos. We can put a cholent or use food that we don't have to warm up. It's things that are not so difficult. It might be very difficult to decide not to drive or not, like certain things are hard. I mean, you can try to be home more. I would say don't drive, don't do shopping, don't do errands. Maybe if you want to go to shul, you go to shul. I'm not saying you're allowed, but I'm saying maybe it's hard for a person to decide 100%, but let's not do cooking and laundry and shopping and other errands on Shabbos. Let's not turn on the TV. Or if it's so hard for somebody not to watch TV, leave the TV for 24 hours. Better than turning on and off. Maybe we can leave some lights on for the 24 hours of Shabbos. Believe me, millions of people keep Shabbos and it's okay if the light goes on for 24 hours. Believe me, you're not gonna break the bank. It's not so much, electricity. Maybe we should use less the phone less. You tell your dear ones, don't call me on Shabbat. I'm trying not to use the phone, and so on and so forth. There's many things that we can start doing without putting it on other people. Many women tell me, it's hard. Or men, they say, I want to keep Shabbos, but my family is not ready. I said, I understand. Do the things that don't so much involve your family. You don't have to do shopping. You don't have to do laundry. You don't have to cook. You don't have to do the phone. I mean, unless you have an elderly parent that will call you. And so you can also explain. There's many things that you can decide. And your family will respect you. On Shabbos, please tell your kids, don't call me. I don't want to pick up the phone. I'm not an emergency person anyway. God forbid you need 911. God forbid you don't have to call me. There's nothing I can do anyway. You can explain. And the children and the spouses and the families will respect that. Your siblings, they will respect that. Yeah, it's a special year this year. It's a year that starts with Shabbos. We want to feel it the whole year of Shabbos. Another point that I would like to mention, girls, that this year, I guess, because we are blowing shofar only on Sunday, and we have the blowing of the shofar in Chabad at 11:30 about, and or other shuls if people go to, and then we have the shofar on the lawn, shofar on the playground at 5 o'clock. a special program for children and adults can come as well. Every Rosh Hashanah, it says that Hashem is sending a special or light, a special light comes down to the world. And that's how we get all our blessings, through that light that was never in this world from the beginning of creation. For the last 5,700, so it wasn't here. So every year, when we say the bracha, when we listen and we blow the shofar, the light that came last year, that we get all our blessings through, goes back to heaven. I know it's hard for us to understand. It's all mystical words, but that's what it is. It's hard for us to understand how our neshama works, how our body works, and how it, and God forbid, if somebody's soul goes away, their body is still there and they're dead. Why? Because the neshama is something we can't touch. It's something spiritual, something godly. So the light, that special or goes back, and there's or chadash, shelo haya miyimei bereshit, that wasn't here from the days of creation. That when we blow shofar, it comes back. It comes, not comes back, it's a new light that comes. So when we meditate, when we listen to the shofar, we meditate and we say, Hashem, that special light, I should be able to use it the right way. I should be able to enjoy it. I should be able to see it. You can be in a room, beautiful room with lots of light and lots of everything. But if you close your eyes, you won't see it. You won't enjoy it. How many people, unfortunately, and how many times we do the same at times, not a lot, I hope, that we close our eyes and we don't see the light. We have so many blessings coming our way, and we close our eyes and we don't see them, and we complain. Well, this didn't work, but this worked. Let's always look on the cup that is half full, not half empty. Let's try to concentrate on it. It's not easy. It's so much easier to complain. This morning, I got a text that the person that helps me so much at home, at Chabad, whatever, got sick, and they wrote to me that they're not coming. And I got that message. It was about 6:56, whatever, 6:55. Before 7 a.m., I was ready to go to shop at Superstore because there's just so much work at Chabad. And I said, I'm going to go before 7 a.m. So by 8 o'clock, I'm back and I can go to Chabad and so on. Baruch Hashem. Yeah, I'm trying. My back is very sore though, but I still have to cook up a storm tonight because I know tomorrow I'll be so busy in Chabad and people are calling, they want food and so on. Baruch Hashem. Hashem should just give us. And I got so like I said, oh God, how will I do it? She's not coming. Then I said, Baruch Hashem, I'm well, I'm healthy, everybody's well. Hashem will give me the strength. I'll work harder. I'll do this. Baruch Hashem, I have this. Baruch Hashem, I have money to buy food with. Baruch Hashem, I have all these people that are coming. Like I started counting my blessings. And the truth, it's not blessings I'm trying to find them. The blessings are there. And they're so special. And it's so important for all of us to be able to do that and not to close our eyes. Hashem is giving us light. We should be able to see, we should be able to use it. The special light that we got last year on Rosh Hashanah, we have another 18 hours or however many hours to use that light. Let's use it. Let's be positive. Let's say Shema tonight when we go to sleep. We say Shema. We make a counting of the soul for the entire year because tomorrow night is going to be already Rosh Hashanah, New Year. Let's say Shema with a lot of concentration. That Shema Israel, listen Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, God, that is our God, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, it's one God. That our God should be the one. What I mean is that everything that we are doing, Hashem is our God, Hashem is one, everything should be for the sake of the one Hashem. If everybody in the world will be doing everything that they're doing, they would think, oh, I'm doing it for the one God, there's only one God, the world will be different because people wouldn't steal and people wouldn't murder and people wouldn't do, God forbid, terrorism, and people wouldn't do all the terrible, terrible things that people choose to do because they will say, oh, I've got to hear Hashem is our God, but that God is one God. There's only one mission in the world, to be kind, to be good, to be just, to be to be great, to be kind, so we can, we can go on and on, so we can merit coming of Mashiach. Let's hope that this Shabbat, this Rosh Hashanah will really be a Shabbos Yor, as we say, a year of Shabbos. And what does Shabbos mean? Again, tranquility, peace, quiet, rest. Everything is ready. Shabbos, everything is ready. We can work. We can cook. Everything has to be ready before. Hashem should give us this year that should be in such a way that should be easy for us, with having children, with parnasah, with having livelihood, with having nachas from our kids, grandkids, our spouses, health, everything. As we say, Shema Kolein, Hashem, listen to us. One of the things we say, Al tashlichenu le'ed zikna. Hashem, don't throw us away from you, if I may translate le'ed zikna, when we get older. As we were just saying, as you said, there's certain things we do when we're young, we get older, it's hard. We tell Hashem, help us when we are in our young age with challenges we have then. Thank you, and help us as we're getting older, that we should be well. We should be very, very old and very, very healthy and very, very happy, and be able to have the nachas to be together and to see and leave the time of Mashiach. I'm trying to think, if I try to say all the things I wanted to say, what we have to think about when we blow shofar, how Shabbos is important, right? And we don't blow shofar Shabbat, but we don't miss anything, and all the new resolution should last. And there's so much more to read, obviously, but we said we'll keep it short. It's 8:29, 8:30. Shana Tova Umetuka, a good year, a sweet year, should be a sweet year that we can say that it's sweet. Can all open our mouth if you want. Amen. Betov Hanireh V'Hanigleina, revealed good to us, that we shouldn't have to have good that will say, Hashem, I know nothing is bad from you. We should be able to say, yeah, it's sweet in my mouth. It tastes so sweet. Even us, mortal people, can understand that it's sweet. And Hashem should help us with everything, and nobody should ever have to stretch out their hand to ask someone else. It really hurts me. I'm happy that we can help, and we're really grateful for everybody who contributed or will contribute to the High Holiday Fund that we do in Chabad House, that we deliver food to people and we help, and so on and so forth. And Hashem should bless us, that we should always be on the giving side.
Yes.
Because it's so sad. Yeah, like it was hard. Today I stayed late. This person wanted food. This person wanted food. And then I said, what are you complaining, Rochel? You have to go. It's so hard that somebody has to pick up the phone and call me and say, can you deliver food? Obviously, it's all discreet. I need wine. I need chicken. I want this. I want that. Can you deliver food? Nobody should ever have to pick up the phone and call to ask. But and God should help everybody. On the other hand, if somebody does call, we should be able to help in an affluent way, in a smiley way, not in a way that a person, God forbid, feels that they are, sad and so on. I was actually packing food, and somebody walked in to the kitchen and they go, oh, are you selling this food? And I said, no. I said, I'm giving it away for free. I said, for free. Somebody called for food. Are you giving knishes? You're giving this? I said, yeah. They want food. Do we have to give them the leftovers? If I want knishes for me, then I might as well give it to somebody else as well. We should be always to help with open arms, with affluent. And as the Rebbe said, when we pledge to Hashem and we say, Hashem, I'm going to give so much tzedakah. So I say, Hashem, I'm going to give this year, let's say $10,000 to tzedakah, then Hashem is going to give me $100,000 at least, because if I want to give 10% and I tell Hashem, I'm giving 10,000 away, then Hashem is going to give me the 100,000, God willing,
Amen.
be able, to earn, so I can give that away. And there's many, we don't have now time more to discuss it, but there is a thing that when we tell Hashem that we want something good, then we have all those, we fill up all those realms in the world, that all the angels that hear the good stuff, and they say, look, this person is actually wanting to do good things, and they're starting, not just in words. When I'm going to win the lottery, I'll do it. Very good. But we're not waiting to win the lottery. We are starting right away to give, to do. When I'll be religious, I'll do this. No, I'm not so religious, but I can do a little bit. I'm not going to do this Shabbat slowly. If I was born to a religious family, but I wasn't born in a religious family, I will do whatever I can do on my own, because everybody can always find excuses. But that's not what life is about. Life is about finding a solution and good life. Good Yontev.
Good Shabbos. Good Yontif.
Good Shabbos. Thank you. Thank you, Holly. It was so, I was very inspired. I hope you were inspired also. And we should have a Shana Tova and only good news. And we'll see you, amen. We'll see you, God willing. Some of you maybe will see on Yontev. We'll see you, God willing, next, we'll see you next year.
We'll see you
Amen.
next year.
I'll see you next year. Yeah, I know. I said, good job. My children troll. They go, Mommy, what do you mean next year? I said, next year, because next year is going to be tomorrow night is next year. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos. Shana Tova.